Good Monday morning, and I am your host, Dr. Linda Williams Lockhart, and welcome to Meta Mondays. And today, I want to talk with you about you are not alone. You know, we struggle to make sense of tragedy, to find a reason for what happened or what's happening, to find answers, and sometimes there are just no answers. Sometimes it seems that no matter how much we pray about our situations, nothing happens. It may seem as though God isn't listening, or if he is, we wonder, why isn't he doing something? The continuous loop of these heart-wrenching questions has the power to spiral our despair. And as followers of God, we will have troubles, tragedy, and hardship. For you see, confusion and heartache and anger, those are natural responses. But regardless of our human, God-given emotions, there is something more we can cling to. Well, we can cling to the hope of God's promises. The hope is another way of saying, stay tuned. There's more to the story. God never promised we wouldn't experience hardship, but he did promise never to leave us. Isaiah 41:10 says, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. In other words, there's power in God's hand. Matthew 11:28 says, come to me, all of you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. And then let's look at Psalms 147:3, which says, he heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. So you see, we're not alone, for God is with us. God hears our cries of pain and heartache. He sees our tears that fall, and guess what he does? He catches every one of our tears. He hasn't forgotten about us. He knows exactly where we are and what we are experiencing. And whether we see it or not, God is involved. God hears us. He empathizes with us. The Bible talks more about God comforting his people in times of pain than rescuing his people or changing their circumstances. So God does care, and we are not alone in this. So here's the point. You see, our hope is not in the fact that God is going to fix every problem we face in the way we want him to fix them. No, he rarely does that. The hope is knowing God goes with us through this difficult time and comforts. He strengthens us, he guides us, and he carries us through. That's what he does. We are not alone. You know, others will be blessed by our stories. And you know, I told you from the beginning, be okay with telling your stories. Now, I'm not telling you have to tell your story. But what I'm saying is, be okay to tell your story. Because guess what your story does? Your story will help someone else along the way. Now, let me prove to you. I have an email here. Last Thursday night, I shared my story with a group of women. And they were from all over the country. And so after I shared my story with them, I'm going to read you the email that I got from a young lady that was in the meeting. She said, Dr. Lockhart, you have no idea what tonight did for me. I really needed to hear that. There are so many parallels from my life I can take from yours. And thank you for your transparency and understanding. She goes on to say, without further details in email, just know I am so thankful for you. I don't know this young lady. She's from Houston, Texas. But we were in a meeting together, and I shared my story. And something in my story, she says, parallels with her life. And how grateful she was that I told and shared my story. So what I'm telling you, our story will help someone else if we are willing to share it. Now, I'm not telling you you have to get on a public platform to do that. That's not what I'm telling you. But what I'm saying is God will bring people in your life that may need to hear what you've been through. Because see, let me tell you something. When God brings us through whatever we're going through, it's not for us to keep it to ourselves. It's for us to tell someone else. Because let me tell you something. Remember, I said this Meta Mondays is about you are not alone. In other words, I'm not the only one that has a story. My story is not unique. It's unique to me, but it can help someone else. And when God told me to let my story tell his story, I've been telling my story since that day. And I have gotten countless of feedback from people who said, hey, I felt that way. I went through that. Thank you for sharing. And that's what we have to get to. And see, because we are not alone. God trusts us with our stories to help someone else. And guess what our stories would do? Give him glory. That's the purpose. Everything we go through, everything that happens to us is not by happenstance. God designed it. He orchestrated. He allowed it. So when we're going through, please know you are not alone. You are not alone. God cares for us. And Jesus said, cast your cares upon him, for he careth for us. God bless you. I pray that you will have a super fantastic, great week. And my prayer is that you will share your story. May God be with you now and always. I love you.